Today's sponsor is Encore Live, Sarasota Bradenton's #1 destination for live entertainment. Gary SCHUTT, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're a Tampa guy,
Yes,
and you're quite popular in the Tampa region.
supposedly.
And I hear that you're an incredible guitar shredder.
I hear that too.
How long have you been playing guitar?
Oh, well, I started on drums when I was 3 because my dad was a drummer. So that was my first thing, drums and piano. We had those in the house. So guitar lessons started maybe 6 or 7. And then yeah,
Did you just take to the guitar pretty quickly?
a bit. I was kind of a natural a bit. I started to I started to build my ear quickly because back in the late 70s, there was no YouTube. There was no videos that you could buy. There was no way to watch how people did things. So I picked out a lot of things by ear when I was really young. And that's how that built up.
I remember having a record player and having to keep going back over the same song.
Exactly.
Or then went to the cassette and you had to just go, So you're from Monticello, New York.
Yes.
Where exactly is that in comparison to Manhattan?
That's in the middle of the Catskills, very popular area. And if New York State is here, it's like the southeast area. There was a famous horse racetrack there that I think is still there that has actually legalized gambling from what I've heard. I think they actually have
I remember hearing about Monticello.
a casino there now.
Yeah, but it wasn't like convenient for you to get down to Manhattan, right? It was kind of a hassle.
It was like, it's like a 90-minute drive.
But I'll tell you, you probably took advantage of that though, right? Because I was a little closer. I was like 30 minutes to Manhattan.
Okay.
I was in New Rochelle
Yep, I know what that is.
and right a little bit north of the Bronx.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, and we're going to talk about the 70s and stuff and music in the 80s,
I'm not that old.
I got a chance to get on the train, man, and see some really cool acts. How about you?
Once in a while, I would go to a concert down in the city, but it didn't happen much. I have one memory of, I forget who I was with, probably one of my high school buds. We saw Queensryche on their first tour open for Iron Maiden at Radio City.
That's pretty badass.
So there's that.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. So you're a young kid, you're playing guitar, you're in Monticello. Let's talk about what you were listening to. Like, what were the records or the cassettes? Because I can even go back to 8-tracks, but that's really dating me.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you're more of a cassette guy, right?
I was big on tapes because I had a tape deck that had an instant rewind, pause, rather than the one that kind of took a second to speed up. So that was easy to figure out parts. Immediately go back 2 seconds and replay that phrase. So that would stick in my head.
Sure.
Easier rather, because was a bit easier than
So
jumping.
more or less, jumping
the needle.
You're on your bed in your bedroom with your guitar in a hand and a cassette in the other hand, and you're just basically
Back and forth.
woodshedding and learning songs.
Yep.
Night after night.
Yep.
What were some of your favorite pieces of music back then?
I was big on the first 2 Ozzy albums, the first 2 Motley Crue albums. I remember some of my metalhead fans giving me shit over really liking the Yes 90210 album.
90210. I think so, yeah.
90210. Because the
Yeah, I remember
90s
that.
show,
I remember that was a great album, dude.
Beverly Hills 90120 was the TV show, but the album that was, yeah, it's a zip code.
But you went right to being a metal guy? Like, you didn't go through like Stones, Beatles, Who, Zeppelin? You just went right to the metal?
I remember my first rock love was Kiss.
As I like to hear that.
Yes.
Because I like it when guests
70s
come on my
Kiss.
show and talk about Kiss.
70s Kiss.
I love Kiss.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to admit that I was a Kiss fan.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember those first 2 live albums they did?
Oh, yeah.
They were the greatest things I ever owned in my collection
Yeah.
at the time.
And then
I got
you
the Love
learn
Gun.
40 years later that half of it really wasn't live.
Really?
Yeah.
But, I'll give them a pass.
Of course.
I mean, Gene Simmons is a complete asshole, but he's a marketing genius, and I'll shine his shoes.
Absolutely. I will do anything to be a 1,000th of what he became.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's brilliant. I watched that show that he had, with his wife and his kids and everything. Family Jewels, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And him and Paul Stanley were a great team, songwriters. I mean, they're not Lennon and McCartney, but they wrote some good
It's
songs and some good
whole.
hooks.
It's
Hooks.
it's apples and oranges. But
Describe your first
they
Kiss concert.
actually, I didn't see them when I was young. My first Kiss concert, I was hired and asked by some friends to do the pre-show party at the little side tent at the amphitheater in Tampa. So it was the tour that it was Kiss and Motley Crue, which I got to see for free because I was hired.
Was that outside at the amphitheater?
Yes.
I think I saw that tour
Yeah. That was the only time that I've ever seen Kiss. Not the first time I
because
saw
I caught it in
Crue.
West Palm Beach also.
Okay.
Because that's when he had the love gun. He went across in the wire and he landed.
He was up on the wire.
Yeah, yeah.
He was like here.
They had it timed perfectly.
Yeah.
And he came back and he landed. It was
Yep.
it was brilliant.
And it was Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer.
Yep.
Yep.
So Kiss was just for the money you pay for a ticket. You never gonna get a bigger bang for your buck than a
Absolutely.
Kiss show,
Absolutely.
right? And they set the stage for a lot of other bands.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they're done playing because when I listen to David Lee Roth, man, I cringe and I'm like, that was my hero, dude. I wanted to be him when I was a kid,
That's a whole other thing.
like
we
in the
can talk
'80s,
about.
man.
Yeah.
And now he's out there doing it, and he's so bad, and I'm like, please stop. What are your thoughts on that?
A lot of people are saying that. And, a lot of posts. And I get it. His voice currently is questionable.
But it always was questionable when you think about it. Michael Anthony saved his ass on a lot of those songs.
Here's my point on the old Dave. Do you ever listen to the Eddie Trunk show on Sirius XM?
Sometimes.
He is very vocal about David Lee Roth could never sing.
But he was a front man, and he made up for it with his front man antics.
Go back and watch any of the Van Halen bootlegs. The other two guys would always harmonize, spot on with him. Dave's pitch was always on. He might go sharp, but he never went flat. You watch some of the bootlegs of Sammy, and sometimes he would struggle and he would go flat. Not taking anything away from Sammy. Sammy's also one of my favorite singers, but Roth back in the day was a better singer.
Okay.
Roth was a better singer than what people were told. That's what I
a
tell
strong
people.
statement. That's why you're on the show, because this is information that my viewers want to hear.
Listen to any of the stuff that he did with Van Halen and then his solo stuff and try and sing that yourself.
Do you remember when Van Halen 1 came out? Because I do. Somebody handed it to me at school, and I took it home and I ran it to my parents' basement. We had a phono player down there. And I laid on the floor and I put the speakers next to my ears and I turned off the lights and I put the album on, and it was the most incredible experience. That's one of the biggest experiences in my life that made me who I am today. And that album was unique. Those sounds he was making, right? People were like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that album?
I love that album, but I remember that I wasn't completely turned on to Van Halen until Fair Warning.
So it went 1, 2, Women and Children.
Women and Children.
Fair Warning.
Fair Warning.
Then 84.
I was forced. Yeah.
Or no, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
1, 2, Women and Children. We're not missing one. Yeah. Fair Warning was fourth.
Fair Warning was a badass album. Mean Street.
Love that album.
Can you play that?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. Not
I'm going to come see you.
Perfect, but yeah.
But I'm going to come see you just to hear you do that because I love that tapping shit.
Okay.
Did you become a tapper after you saw that and heard that stuff?
I became a tapper out of necessity because I am not that good of a picker. There's some strength to my picking, but I've never been the picker like Paul Gilbert or Eric Johnson, where they're just so precise at any tempo that there's a certain speed that my right hand cannot link up with my left hand. So I tap.
Well, Beck started playing without a pick,
right?
And I think a lot of guys copied him after seen him do that.
Yeah, but he wasn't the flashy Eddie Van Halen thing either.
I think so. Let's talk about this because I think that Eddie Van Halen came out, and I think that a lot of people were like, "Wow." And I think he inspired a lot of guitar players. So a lot of the bands like Poisons and all those guys came.
There was a lot of
trying to mimic him.
A lot of bad copycats.
But somebody said they saw Eddie Van Halen at the New York Palladium, and he was so afraid of people copying his shit that he would turn his back to the crowd. Is that true?
I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that too.
He's like, it was top secret. He doesn't want anyone to see what he's doing.
Sure.
So just to round up on Van Halen. So it was just the perfect storm, the perfect mix because you had a very unique sounding drummer,
Mm-hmm.
and you know those guys played together like after hours in their parents' house, so they were like so tight to begin
Right.
with. And then Roth, added that every man wants to be and every girl wants to be
Be
with,
with.
right?
Yep.
Drinking Jack, talking about
Charisma.
sex.
Yep.
I mean, just the whole California Blonde. I remember the '84 tour. We're in Madison Square Garden, and he comes out all bright, and I'm like, holy shit, that dude looks like he's like something out of a comic book.
Mm-hmm.
And then Michael Anthony, I thought was the secret sauce, dude,
Yeah.
because good bass player and just incredible singer and hits those high, high, high notes.
Yep.
So when Sammy came, I was very happy because I was pissed at Roth for leaving, but I
Mm.
knew what he was doing. Just a Gigolo,
Mm-hmm.
MTV, Dave TV, right?
Yeah.
He went for the money. He
Yeah.
took the money grab.
Yep.
God bless him.
Yeah.
And but then when they brought in Sammy, they got serious, man. Those first couple Sammy records are
Yeah.
the real deal. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on that?
Hits. I At the time, it was weird.
You were okay, so Van Hagar,
Yeah.
you were on the Dave team. There was two teams, right?
At the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. But I was a Van Halen fan, so I did get the 5150 tape, and I was like, 80s tone change too. The entire sound of the band changed. There's a lot more pop stuff. There's more poppy.
More produced,
Yeah.
less edgy.
Yes. More polished, more radio friendly, more
Yes,
more
because think about it. Sammy's a hit maker. That's what he does for a
right,
living.
right. And what he contributed to those songs were more radio friendly stuff rather than the rock and roll heavier, harder stuff that Dave did. Like their first like pop song was fucking
Well, you got to remember while you're thinking of that. I'm going to talk about '84
Jump.
because Jump. I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Because '84 to
Which I
me was
hated
the
at the
first
time.
commercial album because Jump became a different song with the keyboards,
Right.
and then Panama and Hot for Teacher with the videos.
Yes.
So they were going in that direction,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is fine. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the way the world was going.
Yeah. I think from some of the books that I've listened to, that's the direction that 80 wanted, but Dave didn't.
Dave was pissed about the keyboards.
Yeah.
He's like, "Why the fuck? You're the greatest guitar player in the world. Why are you playing keyboards?"
Right. Right.
Kind of
But
like a Rush thing.
right. But yeah, Dave now still plays Jump all the time.
Yeah.
And over the past 20 years, he did a bluegrass version of Jump. He's done all these different versions of Jump. It's like the song you hated and you didn't want to do, you're overselling it.
If you had to either rank or just give me your top two Van Halen records, what would they be?
Definitely fair warning for the Dave era. And for the Sammy era, it's a toss up. Probably the Unlawful Carnal Knowledge album.
Really? Not 5150?
5150 is a close
Oh
second.
my God, that's one of the greatest albums ever made.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
Carnal Knowledge, that's like, see, only a fan would say Carnal Knowledge,
Yeah.
man.
80s,
You know what I'm saying?
80s tone and just some of the heavier stuff on that album is just wow.
Right, because there's a
Yeah.
lot, some hits right here, right now. That's
Mhm.
it was a hit, and some other stuff.
Yep.
Judgment Day and all that fun stuff.
Judgment Day is one of my favorite
All right, so we're
songs
gonna
to play.
switch gears now. I
Okay.
want to talk about a guy that made Ozzy famous, Randy Rhoads.
Randy's my other guy,
Right
my other favorite.
now, that guy was a freak. Now, where did he come from? Was he Quiet Riot? Like, where did he come from?
He came out of Quiet Riot.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then they broke up or something, and he ended up with Ozzy.
I don't think they broke up. I think he got, trying to remember, one of the, I recently listened to the audiobook of Ozzy's last rites book, which he surprisingly finished after the big concert that he did with Sabbath. So he talks about his whole life up until probably a few weeks before
Is
he
that
passed.
is that an audio book?
That's an audio
Oh,
book.
I got to get that, man.
It's awesome. And the guy that talks sounds like Ozzy.
Cool.
Yeah. Hey, talk like this. I'm going to read my book for you now, man. And it was coming up and Tony, Randy Rhoads died and man. Yeah.
That's a very good Ozzy impression.
A bit.
By the way.
Thank you very much.
So, tell me about the first time you heard him, because like when I put on those same two records that you
Yeah.
were talking about,
Yeah.
A Blizzard of Oz,
Yeah.
and Randy was on that.
Yeah. It was
Oh
amazing.
my God.
And
He was
then
better than Eddie Van Halen, I thought.
and then Diary is like, wow, you got the greatest debut rock album here. And then
Which one came first? Blizzard.
Blizzard was first.
Then Diary of a Madman.
Diary, I think 100% jumped as far as songs, production, and what Randy was capable of.
The production value was high on that. Little
Yeah.
Dolls.
Yep.
Flying High Again was
Oh,
on
the
that.
B-sides were just like, how did you come up with that? You know, it's amazing. And the orchestration for the Diary song itself is amazing.
You know, it's funny how so many really good rock stars died at a young age, right? I mean, we can have a whole show just about that.
Sure.
But when Randy went, I know he went on, some other guys. The Black Label dude was in that band, who I saw play one night up in Tampa. Did you ever see that thing in Tampa where they were honoring Jimi Hendrix? All these guitar players came to the Capitol Theater or one of those theaters.
I think it was at Ruth Eckerd.
Ruth Eckerd, was that? And he played, and he had a very long, instead of being wireless, like, some guys, if they're going to walk out of the audience, they'll be wireless.
Yes.
He ended up having a cord. He had the longest cord that I've ever seen, where he had a staff he was walking out in the audience, and they're working this cord for him. And it had to have been 1,000 feet long.
I was there. You just jogged a memory. I either did solo or my trio played the outdoor cafe stage. So they have local acts there.
Yeah.
That
Tony Tyler does that. I know.
Yeah,
Tony.
yeah. So people go and hang there before they go in to the show. And the acts that play there, if the show's not sold out, you'll get comps. Do you want to go to the show? Sure. Here's a couple seats that are off in the back for free. Awesome.
Do you remember there was this bass player that had really long arms, and he was playing the bass, and it was like almost down to the floor?
That sounds like Doug Pinnick from King's X.
Probably was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I remember the show because Satch got to do my favorite Hendrix tune, Voodoo Child.
Nice.
And I was like, yes.
Eric Johnson was in that show.
Mm-hmm.
It was just an all-star lineup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy dragged me to that thing, and I was pleasantly surprised how cool it was. All right, so we're talking about excellent guitar players. So are you still listening to that stuff today? Are like for an example, I love to listen to like Allman Brothers.
Okay.
And people would be like, dude, it's 2026 and you're still jamming on the Allmans. I'm like, yeah, to me, it's timeless.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I never got into that stuff. I respect it. I'm impressed when I hear it, but I only know the radio hits. So
you're just a metal guy through and through.
No.
What else do you like besides metal?
80s pop, 90s pop, some jazz fusion. I was a big Alan Holdsworth head back in the 90s. Once I discovered him, I went to see Silver Sun Pickups
I heard of those guys
years ago. They're great.
Something about Jesus, something Jesus. The name of the song is Rock and Roll Jesus or something.
I think we got our bands confused. I don't think they have a song called Rock and Roll Jesus.
Look that up now.
Nah. So stuff like that I like. Mute Math I started to dig into. Let's see. Recent years I got into Kim Dracula, who is just all over the map metal.
You're right. I had the wrong band.
Okay.
But I know Silver Sun Pickups because they do a remake of I'm the Man, I'm the Man, I'm the Man. They do a Joe Jackson remake.
Why do I not know that?
Oh, yeah, it's right here. Look.
Is it?
Silver Sun Pickups.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Okay. Sounds like ROCK in the USA.
Pretty soon now. It sounds like Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson wrote it.
Okay. Wow, I don't know if I
Dude,
know that
I just
song.
turned you on a song. You're gonna do it now, and you're gonna be famous.
Okay,
Let me turn that off. Hello.
stop.
Um, so 80s and 90s pop. So I'm gonna start throwing some bands out because
Okay.
some of these bands we cover and jacked up.
Okay,
Alanis Morissette.
yes, that first album, it's amazing
Every
song
cut, dude.
songs.
Every cut.
Everyone. Yep.
It's probably one of the most complete records from start to finish.
Yep.
Like we could talk about that on the show in its own show. Like I'm a Springsteen guy.
Okay.
So Born to Run to me was like an epic poem. That's a whole nother show.
Mm.
But like that album, there's various albums. I mean, I know again, you're probably not a Fleetwood Mac guy, but Rumors to me is one of the most perfect albums.
Believe it or not, I actually listened to that entire record for the first time on a drive home from a gig about a week ago. That was my first time hearing that whole record, and it is a greatest hits minus 2 songs I never heard before.
But don't you think like when they were in the writing process for that, you know, they didn't know those songs were gonna be so good. They put it together and all of a
Right.
sudden, boom,
Right.
lightning struck and history was made.
Well, those lyrics were probably easy for them to write at the time since everybody was banging each other
Right.
in the
Yeah.
band. That
Tell
needs to
me
be a movie.
lies, tell me sweetly. Oh, there is a movie. There's a show called the Six. It's on Paramount, and it's about a band that it's like a story about the Fleetwood Mac, Daisy Jones and the Six.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Because it's on either Paramount,
May I?
yeah, or the other one, and it's about it's like they don't say it's about Fleetwood Mac, but it's obvious that
Based on
the lead
Daisy
singer,
Jones and the Six. Okay.
the lead singer is a woman, and she's very good, and she was horrible on her own, but she came to this project and she was like the queen. The band was okay on their own.
Uh,
They got her in the band, and they became the greatest thing, and they were selling out stadiums all over the country.
that sounds like Fleetwood.
And then it stopped. They just all just one day they said they never knew that this Chicago show was going to be their last show because they were at the height of success,
Right.
and the band broke up because he was banging her and she was banging that da 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 da.
That's terrible.
Rock and roll.
Show me. It's right there. Watch list. Okay. Got it. Thank
All
you.
right, so let's talk more about you. What are you playing? What guitars are you playing? What do you have on stage with you?
My favorites right now are the EVH Relics, which are the solid color versions of the Frankenstrat.
Cool. Who manufactures those?
They're under the Fender umbrella.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about amplification? What are you using?
I'm using a Boss GX one. It's the newer version from the GT one. I think it's the GX. The GX one for tones, and then I'm going into the Seymour Duncan Power Stage, which is just power. So my sound and the tones and the preamp are on the floor, and
Right.
then the rack is just for power, volume, and that has a speaker simulator out, which goes direct to the board. So there's no need to mic the cabinet. And the great thing about the Power Stage amp is that if you need to get louder on stage, that doesn't affect the line out.
Good. So you have different projects where you might be playing in a full band on a big stage where it's all about front of the house, right?
Mhm.
And you might be in a smaller project where you obviously need to hear yourself. There's less amplification.
Yeah.
And then you just said solo and duo stuff,
I do a solo act too.
acoustic.
No, electric with backing tracks, which I make myself.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. So how can people find out about you and like where they can see you? What's your social?
GarySchutt.com.
And spell shut for people.
SCHUTT.
There's no R in there. There's no SCHUTT.
Nope.
It's shut.
It's shut. It's,
So is it safe to say that the C is kind of silent?
Yes.
Like shut?
yes, because I have seen my name spelled wrong on marquees a lot.
Is that German? What is that?
It's German.
Okay, because Kienle's German.
Okay.
Kurt Kienle.
Cool.
Even though I was raised Italian.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
No.
All right.
But anyway, so you're out there, and every time I see you on Facebook, you seem to have a very, very busy schedule. Like you're always doing something.
It always seems empty because I always put, Monday, I always post gigs for the week. Wednesday, available. Thursday, available. Band gig. Friday, Saturday.
Hey, I got
Sunday,
I'm glad-
available.
I'm glad you said that
But that's
because
just me.
when you put down that you're available, do people actually call you?
Sometimes.
Because that's pretty cool. I wish I could put, hey, jacked up, we're available.
Right.
My biggest fear is that no one's going to call me. I'm like, but they seem to call you.
Sometimes it's sometimes 50-50. This morning I woke up, I got your message and posted my gigs for this week, and I said, Wednesday, Den of Thieves. The Thursday I'm playing with this other band, filling in. Saturday, available, and within an hour, the guys from Full Throttle hit me up. I'm like the first guy that they call if
To
somebody
fill in
needs.
for them.
Yeah,
So
I picked up a gig for Saturday.
you're a good fill-in player because you probably know a shit ton of music.
I know
right?
a shit ton of music
And whatever you don't know, you could probably just learn it real fast.
Yeah.
Boom. Okay.
if I want to.
So talk about Den of Thieves. What is that?
Den of Thieves does mostly like 70s, 80s, classic rock, 90s. I mean, classic rock, 70s and 80s classic rock and metal. So it's anything from Maiden, Heart, Tesla. We just picked up a Lita Ford song. We do a couple of Dio songs.
So when you say metal, there's hair metal, right?
Yeah,
There's a difference
we don't
because
we don't do the hair metal.
like to me, Poison's hair metal,
right.
right?
We didn't do any of that.
But then I would say Metallica is more metal, not like.
Right.
And that's probably a bad example. There's probably harder bands.
Yeah. Metal has turned into this broad
I know.
term.
Where would you put Motley Crue in that mix? Like bubblegum, like
I
Sunset Strip.
I
shit?
don't like using the term hair metal, but that's turned into a thing now. So
I know, but MTV created that name
I know.
because there was a Sunset Strip
Hmm.
like those years. That was like the Bon Jovis, right, and the Poisons,
Yep.
and they all had long hair, and they called it hair metal, and it was fun. And then all of a
Mhm.
sudden, people say this, and I'm going to ask you if you think this is true or not. But like Kurt Cobain and like the Soundgarden and all that Seattle shit
Hmm.
ended.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true?
Yes.
Explain on that.
I don't know how to explain it, but I lived through it. All of my favorite 80s bands at one point suddenly vanished, and here's Soundgarden, here's Nirvana, here's Stone Temple Pilots, here's all
Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam, all these bands that I hated at the time. 20 years later, I have a very new respect for, and I start to listen to them more now than the 80s stuff. I'm very, very sick of the 80s hair band
Yeah,
stuff.
it's played out down here.
Well,
Because you and I play at a lot of the same venues, right?
yeah.
Well, you're OCC, I'm more Twisted Fork.
Okay.
And there's a lot of band covers and tributes that come through. And I noticed that whenever they play, and I'm sure it's the same at OCC,
Mhm.
the place is a mob scene. People go nuts. They bring in the Van Halen tribute, the Motley Crue,
Yeah.
the Kiss, all this shit. People
Yeah.
go gaga down in the Port Charlotte area.
Yeah. It packs out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people still dig it. But
They do.
I'm not really like into that stuff as far as playing live. Like I'm not that guy. I respect the hell out of it. Like Maiden Kane, they're really good guys,
Hmm.
and they do all that arena rock. That's another term, arena rock,
Arena rock. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're so good at it because they have a guy that can sing that high,
Yeah.
and they have that big sound, with the keyboards and the guitars, so they can truly fill up an arena.
Hmm. I just saw that that band Hairball
Yeah,
is
they're very popular, dude.
it's
In
coming to
Daytona.
Ruth Eckerd
They play in Daytona
all the time.
during
Yeah.
Bike Week. There's like, yeah. Tell
Yeah.
me, do you know anything about those guys, man?
Not much other than that. Every other song when they do a Crew song or a Van Halen song, the guy comes out dressed like,
Yes. Yeah, like
and that's their thing.
yeah. There was
Yeah.
a guy dressed like Kiss. There was
Yep.
a guy dressed like the Guns N' Roses dude,
Yeah.
Axl.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool. I'm like, all right, they're putting like a little more effort into pleasing the audience,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, in Daytona Beach during Bike Fest, man, they were like every night, Hairball,
Yeah.
and then they're like, we're leaving the state and we're going over here. We'll be back. Like they were in demand
Yeah.
because how would you describe your production level? Because you're a great musician and you have a great sound, but here's what I'm learning.
Mhm.
My light show and like my lasers and like the fucking LED, it's like, it sucks, man. I need to like take my stage show now and increase my production. What are your thoughts on that?
I have a full lighting rig too, which I rarely use now. People call, hey, can you do lights for us on Saturday? Like, no, my next availability is in September. Book me out because my bands are busy. So once in a while, because the guys in my band know that I have lights. If it's a certain place that doesn't have lights, and if the place is big enough, I will bring some, but I can't run them.
Are they good lights? I
They're-
mean, like, are they powerful?
Yeah,
Like, how do you explain the lights?
I have a light show.
Like multiple, like all different angles and shit?
I've got six lasers, six gobos, 18 wash fills, 4 of the Rockville pixel hybrids,
Are they untrussing?
fogs. No. Here's my thing. I don't do trussing. I I've been mounting some of those in milk crates and stacking milk crates. So my lighting production company, since I started doing that with the crates, is called Milk Crate Lights. And you can go to milkcratelights.com and see a list of stuff and examples of video clips and photos and blah, blah, blah. But since I've started experimenting with magnets, more stuff like the stage at Quaker Steak, which unfortunately is closing.
Yeah, I heard that.
That entire framing of that stage is metal. So all of my lights can be hung
Smart.
on every, and since they're battery powered and wireless, there's no cables to run.
Nice.
Just mount everything and just go.
So you're like a mad scientist when it comes to the lights.
This is why I
got fog
sleep.
too. You got a little fog in there.
Fog.
Nice.
Yep.
So maybe one day, if you're available, you can do some sound. I mean, lights for my bed.
Lights, absolutely.
Pretty cool.
I love it because my lights are just sitting, waiting for a light show.
So you can stay busy then, because if you're not gigging on Saturday, some band will hire you to do lights. That's great.
Yeah, that's happened too.
Very cool. All right, so you're playing this weekend. So this show, today's Monday, so this show will probably come out Wednesday.
Okay.
So let's tell the folks where you're going to be this weekend.
This week, Wednesday, Den of Thieves at Quaker Steak. It's our final hurrah.
Okay, can I stop you for a second?
Yes.
What is a Quaker Steak? Like
Quaker Steak.
Steak. So it's Quaker Steak.
It's called
because there's a Quaker State Oil Company.
Right.
So this is a place that sells steak, Quaker Steak.
This is a restaurant with a stage. It's actually called Quaker Steak and Lube. It looks like an oil change place. It looks like a car place, but they have food. They got bar.
So maybe it was once and they bought it and fixed it up, made it a fucking bar.
That I don't know the history of it, but every Wednesday for the past 20 years they've been doing a bike night, and they always have bands and the bikes come and
is that Clearwater?
Yes.
Isn't it near the OCC?
It's right across the street from.
Okay,
it was there first. Why
is it closing, man? Like I only hear good things about this place.
It's just one of those things where either the money's just not there or
the economy sucks.
I think
Nobody's going out and drinking. Probably.
I think the rumor is that somebody bought it and they're going to turn it into condos.
Oh Christ, that's the last thing.
Don't quote me on that.
You don't you think that Tampa and St. Pete is losing more venues? That's why you guys are all coming down here, man. We have a lot of venues down here.
There's more places down here. Yeah.
I mean, the Twisted Fork to me is one of the greatest outdoor stages.
Absolutely.
Have you been?
Couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, we're playing there September 5th. And know what I love? They let us open up for like the big tribs.
Yeah.
So like we'll play to like 1,500 people.
Yeah.
And it's great. I get my photographer to take pictures. I'm like, make it look like it's our crowd.
Right.
Well, she'll stand behind me and I'll be like, but yeah, Marcus and Bert, the Parsley brothers, great.
Yeah.
Great sound, great lights. I always talk about it on this show.
Yep.
So indoor places, we have a place now called Encore Live.
Yes, which used to be a country club.
So it's Joyland. So the Joyland guys were here last week. So here's what happened.
Okay.
Joyland was in a space. Joyland needed more space. Joyland became very popular and people loved to line dance.
Okay.
And they just couldn't fit them all in.
Really?
So they went to the corner where they got 18,000 air-conditioned square feet. Like it's gigantic.
Wow.
With this massive dance floor. And I was just in there on a dance night.
That's in the same mall?
Same strip mall, but on the other, like in the corner.
Okay.
It must have been 2 units that became one. I don't know. It's gigantic. Gotcha. It looks like it was once a furniture store.
Okay.
And they got the ceiling. So they were on last week and he dumped a ton of money in there and he put in a special bar, special plumbing. I mean, so now it's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's 4 nights and it's packed. There's a line to get in.
Amazing.
Because country music's very popular here.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world, dude. They took my song, I Love Sarasota, and they put it to a line dance. So we got to see them do that. It was very cool.
Okay.
So now let's go back. So now the place is empty, right? So now David Lay and Kristen Lee of 22N Productions.
I know them.
They come in and they take it over and they call it Encore Live and they brought in a chef and they got really good food.
Okay.
And David Lay he's one of those gearhead techie guys.
Yeah.
So he always has, wireless, state-of-the-art this, RCF, all that kind of shit.
Video screens.
He's
the king of that.
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah.
And he's smart. So they now have a place where 22N themselves play there like once or twice a month.
Okay.
But they'll bring in like Thursdays and Sundays or bands like Jacked Up. But then Fridays and Saturdays, they'll bring in the bigger tribs that you know, you got to pay for. And I'm telling you, man, because it's air conditioned,
Mhm.
because it's free parking, it's packed. And they hit a home run. And we got to play there once. And it was a great sound system. And they have a house sound guy.
Mhm.
So, and then there's another place called 88 Live, which is if you're on Cortez Road in Bradenton heading towards the bridge to go to the beach,
Okay.
it's probably one of the last plazas. Nice couple, the Elliots. Sherry and Scott Elliott bought it and fixed it up.
Okay.
And it's become the #1 destination for indoor live music in like that area. Like they win awards every year.
Really?
And they'll do
I need to look that
like
place
TL
up.
Jenkins, your boy TL played there.
Yeah.
No Filter played
Okay.
there. 22N. So they
Okay.
bring in Phoenix 5. They'll bring in the bands that you could dance to, but then they'll have like a jam bands and they'll have like blues guys and they'll do like they have a good house band, by the way.
Okay.
So those are things down here that, you know, and then there's Clancy's, there's Woody's.
Okay.
You know, I'm sure you've heard of these places, right?
Haven't heard of those places yet. Yeah.
But the OCC, Victor's that you work with Victor up there.
Yep. Yep.
It's funny because Victor seems like a really nice guy, but I guess we're not like he doesn't book us because I guess we're not going to bring people from Sarasota.
Right.
That's number one. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And number two, we're not a rock band. We're more of like a bluesy pop band.
Right.
You know, we'll do Whitney Houston and shit.
Yeah.
And I think we would bore the fuck out of the motorcycle riders up there.
Yeah, that might not be a good fit for that place.
But did you ever see that band, the Foreigner Journey thing up there?
I've never seen them. But,
And then the voice, that guy, the Michael something, the voice of rock. And he does all that stuff, man. I mean, I saw some stuff up there, dude. And I was like, wow. I mean, there's some talented acts
yeah.
that come to the OCC, no
Yeah.
doubt. So you get to play up there. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that room. It's huge.
I mean, they got the little side stage too for like off days and off shows and stuff
Yep.
like that. So where else do you play? Do you ever play on St. Pete Beach? Clearwater Beach?
We just played the Toasted Monkey on Saturday. We're on a rotation at Jimmy B's, I think, every 6 or 8 weeks. Those are the two places at St. Pete Beach that we play. We're on a rotation at Shepherd's and Clearwater Beach.
Shepherd's is nice, dude.
Shepherd's is awesome.
That place is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
I went up there to visit one time. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
How do you get in there? You have to have like an agent or something to get in there?
No, he just happened to know the guy that books there for the past 30 years.
Yeah, because he likes you and he realizes you're good, so he'll always bring you in there.
Yep.
That's cool.
And he knows that whatever band that I'm in is a good product.
Now, when you're in these bands like Jimmy B's, like,
Mhm.
because let's talk about your set list and your genres, because
Okay.
I know a lot of people like to dance. So, are you changing up your set list and you maybe have a set list for the bikers, then you got one for like maybe the club goers?
No.
So how does that work?
My main band is called The Supply Chain, which I started to put it together right around the time of the lockdown because I wanted to do something different, something that no one else has done. And this band specializes in the 2000s era pop punk and emo songs. You know, there's bands that do the one by Lit. They do the one by, they do the one Killers song. They do the one Jimmy Eat World song. We do those, but we also do My Chemical Romance, Newfound Glory, AFI, more of that kind of stuff too.
So anyone in their 20s is absolutely loving it.
Yes. And anybody that was in their 20s then that lived through it is currently married with kids and not able to get out. But yeah, that's we are still the only band, and we're coming up on our 4 year, and we're still the only band that only does that genre.
That's awesome, dude.
Specifically.
There's no competition. Like nobody's doing that.
No.
So
Everyone's still doing 80s and 90s stuff, which is great.
right.
Yeah.
That's what we do. I mean, we just appease the dance floor and keep people dancing, but you're getting specializing.
Yeah.
You're going deep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Which is great, but it also can hurt us too, depending on the crowd. You know, if people want to dance, they have to wait till the third set until we do the middle and Mr. Brightside. Oh, I know these songs, you know, rather than a lot of the, we don't do any songs that are so deep that no one has ever heard of them. Like these songs have either been on
Sure.
radio or or have been on that Muse Fuse video
So a 65-year-old
channel.
retired couple from St. Louis that lives here now, they're not going to know those songs,
No, but their kids will.
but they'll have fun.
Yeah.
So take us through your band members of that project.
My lead singer is Josh Rodriguez. He also does 90% of the band's booking. He's been great at that. He's one of the best. I was very, very lucky to find this guy. He's a great singer. He's a powerful presence live, and he gets people up. It's awesome. With him, we were able to get Chris Riles on bass, and I met the drummer Jason through a mutual friend, and it just happens to work. It's great.
So you got quality players with you.
Yes.
It's a foursome.
Yes.
Do you sing it all yourself sometimes?
I am the only other singer. I do all of the backing vocals, and I get featured lead on 3 or 4 songs just
Give them a break.
to give them a break.
Are you a big time inner ear guy, or you like to hear your guitar? And
I prefer not, but we are an in-ear band because we have a tempo map click for every song. Not backing tracks, just
sure.
every song is here. So that when
Does your drummer like that, or is he like?
Yeah. He's I like it like this. So okay, fine. So whenever there's like a 2-measure break in a song, we don't have to look back at the drummer to see if we all hit at the same time. We can all look out of the crowd and stop playing and go, because it's all there, and then
Sweet.
bang it.
So that's why you're so successful and popular, because
We're good.
you're good, and you're keeping people moving.
Yeah.
Entertaining. So what about the other project you were talking about?
We're going back to Den of Thieves.
Yeah. What kind of music is that?
70s, 80s classic rock and metal.
So that's maybe perhaps more designed for like people by like 60 plus, right?
That's like definitely more of the biker crowd stuff.
And then when you're doing your solo, you said you're playing just like tracks that you make.
Yeah.
So like, are you doing just like Eruption and Van Halen, like cool shit like that?
It's all over the place. I started making tracks when I got this Korg keyboard, probably around 99. Just was like, well, I just something to play with at home. And then it started from that. And then I realized that I could book a solo act, but I need to make 40 more tracks to make a whole night. So now I have about 400 tracks of about maybe 50 I do on a regular basis.
That's cool.
But it varies from the Beatles to 70s classic rock to hair band to 80s pop to 90s alternative to some newer stuff. It's like, depending on the crowd, I could play Fool Around and Fell in Love and then go into Livewire.
But here's the cool thing, dude. You're always going to find work down here. If that's your deal, and you're just you, yeah, there's people, you'll always find work. I mean, a lot of the afternoon shit, like this marketplace, there's a lot of time they need music from 12 to 3.
Yeah.
Or from 3 to 7.
Yeah.
You know?
I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a guy down here, one of my friends, Bobby Schneck, and he does doubles and sometimes triples. Because he'll be in a situation where he'll play like one place in Venice from 9 to noon.
Yeah.
And then he'll come over and do like a 3 to 5 or 3 to 7.
Yeah.
And then maybe like, they'll throw him an 8 to midnight someplace else. So it's either him and his band, or he'll fill in with other guys because he's that good.
That's a long day.
Yeah. So it's hysterical because one time he had a triple and I saw him at 11 o'clock and I was drunk and I'm like, dude, we need you to do an after hours. And he's laughed because there's no fucking way. I'm passing out. See, the great thing about Siesta Key is that there's like maybe 4 or 5 places that have live music going around the clock because it's such a touristy place.
Yeah.
So like Dana Lawrence, I have a lot of friends here that do a solo act or they'll do a duo act. And you look at their calendar and it's like so long, but then you realize, oh, there's doubles, there's a double, there's a double, there's a double. But he's making bank, dude.
Sure.
He's making bank.
Dude, you have to take the work while it's there or else you don't pay your bills.
Plus, some of these guys have a great sound. They have a great reputation. I mean, he himself, Dana Lawrence, has been doing this for years. So he's the Kettle of Fish guy. You probably heard of that band.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some of the bigger acts we have are popular, I should say. Twinkle and Rock Soul Radio.
I know them very well.
Yeah. They're very popular down here.
Yeah. She's awesome.
She's great. She's been on my show. I got to get her back on.
Good.
Dr. Dave's quite popular in the Bradenton area.
Okay.
Gas House Gorillas comes out of like Charlotte County.
Okay.
Jacked Up, we're going up in the rankings. We're moving up in the world. Who else am I thinking? Am I missing? There's so many bands, dude. So many good bands, like One Night Band now.
One night
They
bands.
came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The Fletchers, they were here.
Okay.
You know, like young, good-looking couple. They play like Bon Jovi and all the cool shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I saw their act. I was like, fuck, these guys are like, they're gonna blow the doors off of everybody.
Good.
I mean, they're getting quality gigs now. They're playing Fergs, and I would love to play Fergs. You ever play Fergs?
I haven't played Fergs yet.
Oh, that place looks great.
It does.
And then the Hard Rock, they already got in there. I'm
Okay.
like, damn.
Yeah.
Now, are you a fan of having a manager or an agent or promoter, or do you like to do things? You said your singer is so good at like you just
Yeah.
because I've always entertained the idea. I do it myself, but there's doors I can't get into unless
Right.
I actually have a promoter. And I'm kind of like one of those guys. I'm like, why should I pay somebody to do it if I can do it myself? But if I want to get into this venue, I kind of have to.
You have
What are your
to.
thoughts on that?
I personally, I would rather have someone else do it. I am not much of a business person. So if I had a manager or an agent that specifically books various rooms, do it.
Keep you busy.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about your original music. Man.
Okay.
How would you describe your original music?
I used to have a term for that. Oh, metal pop.
And what is that? How would you break that down? Just like it is, there's hard, but with
It's heavy,
easy to follow lyrics
Yes.
and perhaps a good chorus.
heavy riffy stuff with hooks. So it's kind of like Foo Fighters, 90 Van Halen with like a pop sense to it. Once in a while, some Dream Theater-esque proggy stuff because I like that stuff too. So I could go from something that sounds like Silver Sun pickups to something that sounds like 90s Dream Theater with a hook.
So like you just all this stuff just comes to your brain, years and years of just listening to all different types of music,
It's a curse.
experimenting, right? It comes in.
Yeah.
How many albums do you have?
I have 15 solo albums out, 2 under the pseudonym Panic Fire, 1 under the name Always at War, which was an experimental thing. I kind of wanted to do like old Black Sabbath meets King Diamond thrashy kind of, but with like a tongue-in-cheek lyrics. And then one is called The Metalheads with a Z, HEDZ, which was my attempt at doing like a cleaner version of Steel Panther.
Steel Panther. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very 80s metal.
Steel Heart.
I can't sing like that guy.
We All Die Young. That song.
He's
Love that song.
amazing. Speaking of Steelheart, if you want to go down the rabbit hole of the movie Rockstar,
Yeah. Good movie.
the guy that did the voice for Bobby Beers, Jeff Scott Soto, I used to tour with him. We're still friends and we still talk.
Let's talk about touring. Let's tell us about some of the cities you've been to, any different countries.
We did mostly over in Europe because he was bigger over there because of his days with Yngwie Malmsteen. So we did mostly European runs. We did Sao Paulo, Brazil once. We did 3 cities in Australia once. And then after he did that half a tour where he took over for Steve Algeri in Journey, he booked a U.S. tour. Still didn't build his name in the States any better. We played the like half empty places. And
Did you enjoy going on tour with him?
Absolutely.
And going overseas was
Yeah.
cool?
That was a dream.
So you
Yeah.
had a chance to like live like the rock star? Although you were probably
Sure.
working your ass off.
Cramped up in the back of a station wagon with 400.
Yeah, going to
Yeah.
McDonald's instead of like, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But you know what, man? Like someday if you decide that you want to write your memoir or write a book,
Sure.
you got some probably really cool stories.
I got a lot of
Do
great
you have any
stories.
celebrity names you could throw out or any funny stories about some
Um,
famous people? That my listeners love to hear that.
that one year that Jeff did the Soul Circus album. Soul Circus, not to be confused with Soul Circus Cowboys. Soul Circus, SIRKUS, was a side project that Neil Sean from Journey did. So it was Neil, Jeff before he got into Journey. That's how they met. Dean Casanova on drums and Marco.
Dude, I love Dean Casanova on
He's
drums.
fucking
The
amazing
guy could
voice too.
sing.
Um,
Best singing drummer I've ever seen.
what's the Marco, the bass player? He was in it too. I can't think of his last name. Marco Mendoza. It was this all-star
Yeah, I've heard of that guy.
super group. He's
Yeah.
in I forget who he plays with now, but he's one of those super talented
Yeah.
singing bass player guy that just gets hired. Um, so they did that album, but when Jeff got into Journey, since I was friends with Jeff, I got all access passes to every Florida show, and I kind of followed them around and bumped, and I actually had a couple of conversations with Neil. It's probably the biggest name that I could throw out
Don't
there
you
that
think
I've
that
ever
Neil
chatted
Schon
with.
is one of the greatest guitarists? He's also one of the most unsung and underrated. People don't really talk about him
And a
much.
writer too.
They talk about Jimmy, the Trinity, right?
Yeah.
Beck, Page, Clapton,
Eddie.
Eddie. And then we talked about some of the other guys we talked about
Yeah.
earlier. But
But
Neil
Neil,
Schon, whenever I went to the Journey concert recently, and the way he fills that arena with his sound, dude, it is
he's always had great tone.
incredible.
What fascinates me about his solo playing is he'll do something really fast, but you can't hear what notes he's doing. And then he'll do this soulful bend, this melody that makes you cry. And then just this really fast thing that's like, what the fuck is that?
They're iconic songs like Faithfully and
Yes.
those leads, but don't know. At that concert, he ended up going back in time and he started playing some of the really early Journey shit, which I didn't even know.
Yeah.
But you could tell it was early because
Yeah.
you could tell it was a different kind of sound. It was more of a bluesy sound.
Yep.
Because once that keyboard player came in, Jonathan,
Yeah.
they started hitting the radio hits. Boom,
Yep.
boom, 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 boom.
Yep. They started
right?
writing hits. Yeah.
Now, Steve Perry, this new guy has been in the band now longer than Steve Perry was when he was in.
Yes.
And the new guy, Parnell, is
Yep.
that his name?
Mhm.
Parnell? Really good.
Arnel Pineda.
Arnel Pineda, really, really good, really,
Yes.
really
Yep.
talented.
I got to see him.
Perfect guy
twice.
to replace him.
Yep.
But it's like, I don't know. I like to kind of see my old guys. Like I kind of wish that we could do a reunion show with Steve Perry.
He doesn't have the voice
You
anymore.
know?
That's the thing.
Yeah, you guess you get old and shit.
He doesn't have the range. He started losing his range back in the 90s. You can hear the huskiness in his voice. Like back in the 80s, in the 70s, he had the super, super clean range that he can do anything with. And then when the 90s came, the Raised on Radio album, you could hear that it's...
And then he had the solo record, Oh
Yeah.
Sherry
Oh, Sherry.
and Strung Out.
Yep.
I still love that stuff, dude.
Yeah.
So I still listen to that stuff. Journey to me is like if I'm in a gym and I'm working out, Journey is what my go-to is to get me pumped up.
You know what?
Be good to yourself.
Great. Dude, their radio hits are amazing. My personal favorite Journey stuff is all of the non-radio hits, all of the album cuts.
So if you had to rank
Edge of the Blade,
if you were to rank
Rubicon.
your American bands like, Kiss, Aerosmith, Journey, Bon Jovi,
Yeah.
like how would you put all that together? Because and let's keep it American.
Okay.
American rock bands, because I think the Eagles are up there, but obviously that's not rock in a sense.
That's a different thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would say Journey to me has to be in the top 3
Absolutely.
of American bands.
Yes.
Kiss, when Kiss was in its prime, Kiss was there.
Yeah.
I can't put Kiss there now, obviously, but
Kiss lost.
Aerosmith at one point was in that group.
True. Okay. Yep.
Who else you got in that group?
Okay. I have to put Van Halen in there.
Yeah, Van Halen for sure.
Absolutely.
Especially when they were I guess the height of Van Halen might have been pre-84 because the US Festival,
Mhm.
because I think, 1, 2, 3. We forgot to talk about Diver Down, dude. We left it off the list.
Diver Down was after Fair Warning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was 84.
Then it was 84. Yeah.
Because Diver Down is when he started doing that was a lot of covers on that record.
There's a lot of covers on it.
But Big Bad Bill is Sweet William
Right.
now, and where have all the good times gone?
Yep.
Dancing in the Streets.
That was the album that they didn't want to do, supposedly.
And the record label's like, you're gonna give us a record, goddammit.
Give us a listen to the Ted Templeman audiobook.
Now he was the guy on a lot of those records, right?
Yeah.
He was their man, their guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there was a formula. They had a cookie cutter formula where they were just like that vintage Van Halen sound was there with him.
And then they wanted to change it.
To your point, when the Sammy came in, they must have had a whole different kind of production.
Yeah, well, that was when Eddie built his home studio too. So he wanted to take control, well, more control over stuff.
So as we get ready to wrap up the show, man, what's the future hold for you, man? Where do you see yourself going? I mean, are you trying to record more? Are you trying to maybe get on a tour?
I want to sleep,
get more rest, huh? Buy a new house.
Did you see it in my
travel.
eyes? I don't know. I'm probably due to write some new stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it because I don't play it out in my shows. I just kind of do it just to make my soul feel good about doing
Is
something.
any of it though? I mean, this is a tough question,
Okay.
but do you feel any of that stuff is? Do you think people would enjoy it? Like if you were to put it out there, you think people would groove to it?
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
what's preventing you from doing that?
Well, everything is out there. The problem with putting out stuff that people don't know is people don't gravitate to things that they don't know from an unknown artist. That's why you go to a cover band and you do play the funky music. You do anything by you do anything by Journey. You do Mustang Sally. Any of the songs that will
Well,
that get people going. The same old um what's the Neil Diamond song? I just saw the movie
Sweet
last night.
Caroline.
Yeah, that.
I love that song.
Stuff like that.
We do that.
Yeah, people go nuts for that.
Bum, bum,
You
bum.
give them something new, and they go,
I know,
I've never heard this before. Can you play something that I know?"
but here's the another answer to that question.
Mhm.
We're playing and appeasing the venue and the venue owners because they're hiring us to play a certain thing, you know. So that's all they want. They want to sell drinks.
And you will
And-
get the work for that.
And
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
So like
I won't.
I always appease them and I always do what I got to do to help sell drinks, help sell food because the reason why Jacked Up keeps going
That's business.
is that we're successful in bringing in people and get them to spend money.
Yes.
I went to see a band at the Gator Club the other night because I'm friends with the owners there and the
Okay.
manager and the bartenders. And I was off, so I went in there. Really good, fun young band with the kids, and but nobody was at the bar buying drinks. And that's not a good thing, man, because
Right.
people are coming in. Yeah, they pay a cover, but
Yeah.
you need to spend money at the bar.
You could have a great band, and people don't care.
Do you
Weird.
drink on stage? Do you like, hey, let's do a shot? Do people give you shots?
That
What's your policy on that?
that has been tamed down a lot. When I do a solo act, I like to test people, so I will throw the word Jaeger, Jägermeister, and Jaeger bomb into any lyric that rhymes with it, just to throw people off. Because
You're like Jay-Z now, dude.
right,
Rapping.
right. So I like to, just to test people and not sing the song. This is how the song goes. I'm going to perform it like this. I like to fuck with people. So whenever I sing something with the drink in it, people might bring me a shot. I'm like, thank you. I'll sip on that later. My drinking has come down a lot. Like when I do a supply chain gig, I kind of get anxiety because I've got so much that can go wrong that I will.
Are you running your own sound?
We're not running our own sound, but we're all wired into our drummer's mixer so that we all have separate control over our ears, and then that will get a split stake to whoever's doing the
So
house
there's
sound for us.
anxiety that something can go wrong.
Yeah, so I always like, I need to wake up. There's too much shit that can go wrong, which typically doesn't. So my anxiety is definitely not warranted.
For not.
Yes,
But you're on your toes. You're on your toes.
Right.
That's
right,
good sometimes,
right.
man. You know?
Because I want to be good. Because there's also guys in the band, well, you played that chord wrong. It's like, I know I played that chord wrong. I know. I am. Believe me, I'm beating myself up more than any of you guys are beating me up. It happens. You're trying to put on a show, and your hand frets one lower, and it's like, damn it.
So is it safe to say that when people come see a Gary SCHUTT show,
Yeah,
I should say it 10 times fast, Gary SCHUTT show.
Gary, the Gary shit show.
Is it going to be like a higher production level? It's more thought out, like your set lists are thought out.
Are you talking about the band or
Well,
my solo show?
I'm just trying to get people I'm trying to give people at home a feel for what they can expect when they come to see you.
Okay.
Because it sounds to me like you're more of a serious artist where you're there to entertain. I mean, do you actually make a set list or you just call them out?
There's two different things. The supply chain band is very structured. We have a set list. We can always reorder stuff if we had to, but it's
So you're not taking requests by some drunk little cute girl
no,
because you can't.
No.
You have a program.
no,
You have a schedule to follow.
right. Even if it's something that we do, it's like, yeah, we're gonna do that in our next set. But with the ears, that's one of those things where it's like, excuse me, can you play? Like,
Right.
and then they do this. They try to yell out, like, you don't understand. I've got the,
I know,
I
but
can't hear you.
but my philosophy is the hotter they are, that determines whether it's coming out and I'm talking to them.
That depends too. Yeah. But we typically don't stray from our order of songs.
Sure.
But we from day one wanted to treat this band as a national act and not a cover band that stops between every song. What song do you want to do now? What song? What's on the list? Hey, can you play this? And like, well, do you know it? Do you think that we can fake it for $100? We're like, no, we have a show.
Good for you.
We do our show. Sometimes we'll even do a 3-hour straight show with no break.
Come on, no peeing.
Yep.
I wish my band could do that.
Hold it.
I love it when bands do that.
Right. Now, when I do my solo show, it's a lot more loose because I'm on my own.
So people will shout out something. Free bird.
People can shout out stuff, and I say, "Here's your free bird." I don't like taking requests in that show too because that builds up the demon in my head of they don't like what you're doing. And it's usually songs that I have no intentions of ever learning or playing.
See, there's a fine line there. I understand what you're saying.
This is why I drink. It's like, I don't just...
I understand what you're saying.
Just let me play.
And that you're an artist and you're going to entertain them. And they have to trust you.
Yes.
You know what you're doing.
Please.
But the other side of that coin is that we're truly there to entertain them. Like I saw a band one time say no to this cute couple. They were from Alabama and they wanted to hear Sweet Home Alabama. It's like their wedding song. And the guy even put a $50 thing in and they said, they gave him back his money. He said, no, I'm sorry. And I'm like, what the fuck? There's 3 fucking choruses of that song. You can't play it for this nice couple? Like, come on, man.
That doesn't guarantee that you know the song.
Well, everybody knows that song. I mean,
right.
God forbid if somebody doesn't know Sweet Home Alabama. But to your point, yeah, I understand that. But I guess where I'm going with this is that we shouldn't take ourselves overly too serious and realize that we're cover bands. So when you're a solo guy, as opposed to supply chain, because that's obviously a production,
right?
Is that, you know what, talk to people, laugh with people, maybe sing happy birthday because it's somebody's birthday.
I do that.
We bring people on stage sometimes, like when it's a woman's bachelorette party, and you know how they come out in full numbers.
Yeah,
we'll take that woman and we'll bring her up on stage. We put like a little crown on her, like glows and shit and blinks.
Yeah, and they love that.
Oh, they love it, and they take pictures and they go back home and like, look at that, we were with the band, huh? You know.
Sure.
Meanwhile, I'm begging, I'm praying that they don't step on my shit.
Right. Don't drop your drink on my $1,000 pedal board.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Gary. Well, listen, man, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank
I appreciate you, man.
Sure. Thank you.
This is going to be a great episode. So once again, let's give people the social media and the website and all that great stuff.
Website is GarySchutt.com. That's got links to everything that I got going on. So Gary, Gary, Schutt, SCHUTT. And that's it.
Are there ways that they can buy music from you or merch? Do you have any of that stuff for sale?
Merch, there was a link to the Zazzle stuff, which is a print per order site. Merch is on the website. If you want to buy the CDs, there is a buy link, which will take you to Bandcamp. Other than that, everything is free on all the streaming apps.
What about, again, let's shout out where you're going to be this weekend.
Okay. Wednesday at Quaker Steak with Den of Thieves.
Okay.
Friday at Toasted Monkey with the Evelyn Jean band. I forget what she's called. I still haven't focused on that yet. Saturday, I picked up a gig with Full Throttle at some place in Hernando.
Damn, you travel a lot, huh?
Yeah, and then Sunday, I'm solo at the Kangaroo in Newport Richey at 2. That'll be a fun gig because I can just be a complete goofball.
Well, fantastic. Well, friends at home, come check out Gary. The minute you come a little further south, I'll be able to check you out. But I don't go to Hernando. I don't even know where the Hernando County is.
That's about an hour north of Clearwater, which is where I am. So Saturday is at the Lazy Lizard.
Damn, these are places I never even heard of. Dude.
Yeah, and then I think in August, I do my solo act every so often at Welland Park.
Yes, Welland Park. Okay,
yes.
That's where I know.
Yeah, that's an awesome place.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about Clearwater. Is the Rock House still there? Did they move it? Like, what happened to Rock House?
Rock House Live in Clearwater Beach is now is it a Coco's? I think it's one of the Coco's now.
But there's a Rock House.
No, wait. Sorry. Coco's is down the street. It's still there, but it's under a different name, and it's
but there's no other venue. They didn't move to a different location?
No.
Because we got a chance to play Clearwater,
Okay.
and we played there a few times. They were known for really good hamburgers.
Yeah.
But it was a weird room because there was no stage and they had those cement floors, and
Yep.
it was kind of weird, right?
Yep. And they open the windows and the cars would be driving by and people would be walking by, not giving a shit.
That's
Yeah.
my Hulk Hogan story.
Yeah.
So Hulk Hogan pulled up in his little golf cart because he was whipping up and down
Okay.
that area because I don't know if his bar's there or he lives there. I don't know, but
He
was
used to be there.
But the thing about Hulk Hogan, besides always being big,
Yeah.
he was always dressed like Hulk Hogan. And I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, there was never a mistake. That's Hulk Hogan because he always had the bandana on and
Okay.
he always had some kind of ripped shirts.
Yeah.
But I said to my bandmates, I go, dude, let's get him to fucking play bass with us just for one song because he's a former bass player.
Right, right.
That would have been cool.
That didn't happen?
Never happened.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I never got to meet him.
I never got to meet him either, but I know guys that would have introduced me to him. Rest his soul.
Mm.
All right,
Yep.
Gary. We'll see you, man.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kurt.
Today's sponsor is Encore Live, Sarasota Bradenton's #1 destination for live entertainment.